You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. Ajit Doval, spy master and national security advisor of India, is psychologically unwell. A relatively unknown figure to most, yet a mysterious and deeply important individual, Ajit Doval has been the leading expert in formulating covert operations on behalf of the Indian government. Operations designed not just to keep the geopolitical issues of the South Asian region under control, but particularly focused on undermining the potential formation of a Sikh homeland. Over the years, Doval has hatched countless secret operations on behalf of the government against Sikhs, all with the fundamental aim of destabilising the Sikh community and its leadership. Operations ensuring that both the Sikh leadership and its credibility remained constantly weakened, and thus unable to build a base of support for their independent nation. As well as his involvement in both Operations Black Thunder 1 and 2, Ajit Doval also played an important role in converting the Badal family into Indian nationalists.
Ajit Doval is India's national security advisor. He's one of the experts charged with managing Punjab and Sikh issues across various fronts. The arrest of Amritpal Singh after a long manhunt and the recent environment of hatred whipped up against the Sikh community was the brainchild of Ajit Doval and RAW officers. Indian intelligence officers and news presenters of several Indian TV channels have openly admitted that the murders of Deep Sidhu, Sidhu Moosewala, Paramjit Singh Panjwar, Avtar Singh Kanda, and Hardeep Singh Niger were all part of Ajit Doval's game plan and the result of his department's covert operations. But despite these dubious successes for the Indian government, it's become known that Ajit Doval has been suffering from mental illness. It's already widely known that he's unable to sleep, and his behavior, particularly at night, has been reported as being severely irrational. Doval was evidently deeply disturbed by events arising after the revelation of the murder of Hardeep Singh Niger by India on Canadian soil. And inside sources now confirm that he's been prescribed high doses of midazolam, also known as benzodiazepine, a medication commonly used for anesthesia, particularly in the elderly. Midazolam reduces the ability to sleep, reduces anxiety, but also is known to generate high levels of mental instability. Consequently, along with midazolam, Doval's also reported to have been prescribed clozapine, a drug normally used in the treatment of mental health issues. A second-generation antipsychotic, clozapine is commonly prescribed for psychiatric disorders, particularly in patients with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorders, and is also known to be effective against psychosis in Parkinson's disease patients. The drug is regarded as the gold standard treatment when most other medications have proven ineffective, and its use is recommended by multiple international treatment guidelines after resistance to two other more commonly prescribed antipsychotic medications. So why are all these drugs particularly relevant in the case of Ajit Doval? The answer lies in the side effect of many of these drugs. Clozapine, a benzodiazepine used for mental disorders, includes symptoms of increased salivation. So a person who's seen spitting repeatedly while talking is likely to have been prescribed one of these drugs. Regular usage of benzodiazepine and clozapine can cause the heart rate to suddenly increase or decrease, which in either case can prove to be fatal. So these drugs are often prescribed together with other medication designed to manage and control both heart rate and blood pressure. But when a person is prescribed benzodiazepine and clozapine, the side effects usually result in a significant deterioration of the person's ability to perform normal mental functions, symptoms of which usually include severely irrational behavior. At the extreme, these drugs can potentially induce coma and even full respiratory failure in the patient. But when patients find themselves prescribed these drugs, they're often described as being left in a state of mental limbo, neither fully mentally aware nor fully unconscious. It's become clear from Ajit Doval's apparent mental condition, combined with reports of the medication he's been prescribed, that India's super spy master is no longer in full control of his faculties. After being caught red-handed by the Five Eyes intelligence services over his involvement in the murder of Niger in Canada, Ajit Doval has managed to not just embarrass the Indian government on the global stage, but given ammunition for India's critics to beat the nation publicly across the world's media. Whilst global attention has moved to the conflict in the Middle East in recent weeks, giving Doval some temporary relief, the murder of Niger remains a deep stain on India's reputation that's going to be extraordinarily difficult to remove. With the nation's spymaster now clearly mentally debilitated and unable to function effectively, he's left the Indian government in a deeply precarious position, trying to defend its rather hollow claim to be the world's largest democracy.